Chill. It's a war going on in the streets of America, organized by the government. You see, they don't care for us. You praying for the prey, but man, you sleeping with the predator. This rap shit full of shit, man, and we should blame the editors, cause they promote ignorance, afraid of intelligence. I dumb down in my past, I use myself as a reference. These radio stations ain't pushing nothing conscious, so to uplift our people, we must start with our own conscience. You run into the church, but the preacher just as bad as the rapper on this CD, steady lying about his past. Every video include alcohol and fake cash, fake ice, rented cars, and little girls shaking ass, and fabricated stories about the packs, about the crack, about the stacks, about the years that he spent on the Ave. Everything that shine ain't glistening. Try to talk to him, but man, they ain't listening. I try to talk to him, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. I try to walk him through it, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. I try to give them game, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. You either end up dead in the feds or the states, and by the time you listen, it'll be too late. You see, the streets is overrated. It's all fake, it's all false. Everybody say they doing it, but they all acting boss. Man, my little homies mobbing, but it's sad cause they lost. Everything is all stolen, never ask what it costs. Yeah, his mama ain't around, and his dad he wouldn't recognize. He gave up on life on the day that his granny died. He 15 off Molly, that's that modern day crack. It got him up, syrup got him down, his body off track. Caught a body, one of them suckers, he was slipping with the Mac. Every day in the hood, and every day, man, he strapped. He ride around 4 deep looking for somebody to jack. Bounce out with the Mac and let it splat. Damn, that shit is all sad. That's another little child that has to grow without a dad. And that's another mama with a black dress on the Ave. And when you try to talk to him, the little nigga get mad. I try to talk to him, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. I try to walk him through it, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. I try to give him game, but man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. Man, they ain't listening. You either end up dead in the feds or the states. By the time you listen, it'll be too late. You see, it's murder after murder, nobody take the blame. We confused in the streets, the media rapes our brain like you a fake nigga if somebody take your chain, but you real if you die for it. Isn't that strange? We promote guns, drugs, sex, and riot, but if one of ours died, then we say stop the violence. Blacks kill blacks and other blacks stay quiet, but if a white kill a black, now blacks we wanna riot. Damn, that's sad, but this is true. Few options in the streets, I'll give you 2. You either getting visited, or man, you getting viewed. That means you locked up in prison or at a cemetery, dude. Man, everybody pushing death, man. Every song is murder, I kill you. I'm ballin', I'm richer than you. Nobody pushing life. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just wanna live no more, man. It's like they done gave up on life. Death is the only option. Come on, y'all.
people over a certain age. You know, men should not be dealing with them kind of things.
I'm gonna bring in another caller, right? I'm gonna bring in another caller on the 253-549. Highly blessed.
Peace and prosperity, siblings. How y'all doing, man?
How we doing?
What it do, AC?
Oh, nothing much, brother. I love the conversations y'all having, man. Of course, I might have a little bit of different perception on not earrings in general, but
my brother. Yeah. Sister Jenny, I'm gonna bring you in straight after the Djinn's gone. Said what he's got to say. Go on, my brother.
Oh, I was saying that the origin of wearing earpieces came from men who actually used to be sailors. And not no homosexual sailors. I'm talking about pioneers that traveled the seas and shit like that. They said that
mariners.
It was acupuncture in the ears. There's a gland or something that if you puncture that, it gives you the ability to see better or give you second sight. It used to be more of a mythological lore. And you notice in different parts of Africa, different parts of Indonesia, all over the country, they wear the big holes in the ears where you have this. You can put barrels and stuff like that. So I mean, I believe that same thing with tattoos, man. If it depends on what culture and the meaning that you're having. And now, if you got grown ass men wearing diamond earrings, like a woman wear diamond earrings, I agree with you 100%. That is a homosexual culture, but just like many things, Europeans have took the meaning of some of our divine rights, like tattoos, because I'm tattooed up, but I ain't got no Mickey Mouse and fuck the police and shit like that on me. You know what I'm saying? I got spiritual tattoos.
Yeah, but brother.
Yeah.
This is not. We're not doing it because we knew that black. The way you have all the history, we're not doing it because of that. You understand? And that's more. The way we're doing it, we got it all from the pirates that used to come Africa and maraud us, right? And I've read books on pirates, right? And when these guys, they never used to have a lot of women. They used to sleep with each other, as well as go and sleep with the women in the cabin and stuff. They needed to have some sex while they're on that ship. You had ships that were to sea for years before they touched land, and they were having sex with each other. And
why couldn't you just have women on the ship? I mean, I'm just saying, when we put everything in a box, when we put everything in the box and we think ourselves out of logical thinking, because men were on the ship, they had to be gay. That's not necessarily true. You got to think around. Just think. If you go back in that time, what would you do? Would you have women on that ship? You know what I'm saying? There were families on that ship that actually traveled with that man. He didn't just, I mean, whether you was on a ship or not, there were men in Africa right now today, and men all over the globe in different cultures that ain't never went to Africa that got gigantic barrels in their ears or got ear piercings. I understand the homosexual side.
That's tribal. I understand that. That is passed down through generations. Right.
Everything else is just a European molestation of someone's culture, bro. They take just like all of the rappers also, because you was talking about how many rappers are turning grown ass men into little boys, right? Little boys and little girls.
Yeah.
Check this out. Damn near every other rapper is named Little or Young something. Young Jeezy, Little Wayne. This, little that, little boo, little Beezy. I mean, there's so much young grow, young this, little that, and Bow Wow, a little kid named Snoop Doggy Dogg. They have been trying to emasculate us for the longest time. You know what I'm saying? So we already understand that that's a program, and this new thing with the color pink. This is just straight up. They're not even taking no angles on this straight up homosexuality.
Hang on, family. I'm gonna bring in Sister Jenny because she's been waiting for the longest time.
Yeah, man.
Sister Jenny, highly blessed Sister Jenny.
Shalom and balance. Shalom and balance, family. I just have to laugh because is that my brother Djinn on the line?
Peace and prosperity, Queen.
Oh, I tell you. You know, I think I have all my family just about listening. There's so many different ages here, but my little niece is on the line, and I had started to call some of my brothers, little brothers, and the Father told me the other day, the Heavenly Father told me about 2 weeks ago, he said, don't call them little brothers. And my niece is sitting here she will tell you, I told her, because one day I said, oh, my little brother Dion, and the Father said, don't call him little brother. Just because you're older, they're not little. They're wise. Right. If you're going to call them something, call him your wise brother. But not your little brother, because that's very degrading. Do not call him that. And it's something. This is a great show. I have every age listening because I have every age in my home. And everything, basically, family, is mind control. You can't listen to all this shit and follow it.
That's right.
And it's all about confidence. My husband walks around with confidence, so whatever he wears, if you don't like him, so be it. But you got to carry the confidence whether you have on, and I'm not talking about saggy jeans and turning your baseball cap backwards at, 35 years old. That's ridiculous to me personally. Okay? So he wears a baseball cap occasionally, but he wears it like a malak, like a man, like a melanated man, like a man that knows who he is. When he wears his clothes, and yes, he's a shopper. He likes a nice shirt, a quality shirt, but you have to carry the confidence with it.
That's right.
When it comes to sagging and showing your behind, that issue is deep. That's a deep issue that cannot only be predicated on homosexuality, because I know Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, are you saying something?
Jenny, what kind of shirts are you talking about? Pink shirts? Are you talking about?
No.
When you're saying wearing a hat like a man, are we talking about flipping the hat backwards? I mean, baseball caps. At the end of the day, like men shouldn't be wearing that. Full stop. What happened to the bowler hat? What happened to those hats? What happened to the green beret hat? That type of hat. You can wear other hats.
The beret
They're kid caps, sister. They're kid caps. Let's get out of this. And everyone else, as we're men, right? And anyone who really agrees with me, let's cut this shit, please. Because this station is about truth, ultimate, brutal truth. I don't care if people like it, or they can either take this knowledge or leave it the fuck alone. Let's talk the truth, people, and let's cut this shit out, man.
Yes, I agree. And no, he doesn't dress like a little boy. He's not a little boy.
Exactly.
When there's a certain style, and it represents you as a little boy, you may have some internal issues that you might need to deal with, and you get 35, 40 years old, and your butt showing, and your hat's turned backwards, and you got 10 earrings in your ear, and a pink shirt on. You may have some issues you need to deal with.
And 50 tattoos.
And 50 tattoos. My thing is that I know there's going to be some that are not going to like what I say. But
tell the truth, sister.
Less is more. Less is more.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more because, I don't know if anyone will call in and maybe they made a lot of mistakes when they were young and now they're old and they may say, I did this when I was young and now I have children. And after I've had children, I don't represent well with all these tattoos and all these photos where my children see me with, all this crap, all this shit.
Sister, I haven't got a problem with tattoos because I do understand. When I was younger, I haven't got any tattoos. But when I was younger, I really wanted to have a tattoo. But I would have got it done if I could be bothered to go and do it. It was just never. I wanted a tattoo, but it was never on my mind enough, hard enough for me to go out and get that tattoo. So I'm not gonna go and hold past transgressions on people,
Well, and Brother Poverty, if someone had a tattoo or many tattoos, for me personally, I base people more on who they are.
Right.
I'm just saying less can be more. So when you have the earring and the tattoo and the sagging pants and the cap turned backwards and the pink shirt, okay, less is more. So a tattoo is not going to drive me away because I have met some of the sharpest men, some of the most intelligent men, some of the sexiest men that have a tattoo. So tattoo is not, I'm just saying less is more. If you already have 3 tattoos, don't go get the baseball cap, the pink shirt, the earring, and then have your behind showing. Less is more.
That's half the man, really. For me, that's half the man, because if you've got knowledge but you're dressed like a kid, that's half the man. Your mentality is wrong. You're a big grown ass man, over the age of 35 to 40 to 50, and you're still dressed like a kid. So I know. I identify straight away because my third eye is like the spider's we call it sense, right? I know that to myself, you got a problem with growing the fuck up. Simple. At the end of the day, we can make adjustment, all this. If a man who wears a suit, I understand some of these guys who wear suits, they ain't got no substance. I understand, but that's again half the man. At least he's got something correct. Because when he goes out, like I said to you, family, every time I've worn a suit, fully suited up, right? And I don't work in no office. I don't work behind no desk, and I ain't no pencil pusher, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, right?
Yes, you are.
But no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But everywhere I've gone, if I went to the shop or I went anywhere, women, even the devils are nice to me. I go in the bank,
people deal with me with respect. Now, when I'm going out there dressed in a baseball cap, dressed like I'm a 19-year-old with my fresh pair of white tees, people look at me like I'm a street thug. I mean, people from other races. And black folk tend to be a bit threatened by me. Because they wonder I know black youths probably thinking, is he in the gang? He's double looking at me thinking, and I know what's in his head, or am I in the gang that he's against? Am I in any sort of gang or something like that? You got big men wearing bandanas and stuff like that. It's an absolute joke. As far as
but can I say something, bro? This is kind of sounding similar to your concept of the burqa, of the hijab. Women cover themselves and all of this. And let me tell you how it's a fine line. I understand what you're saying. Look, we all understand that men showing their fucking drawers is disgusting. That comes from a homosexual jail culture that came straight out of the jail, straight out of the jailhouse. Men used to show their underwear in jail to let other men know who were homosexual, let them privately know that they were available. And then that jail culture came out of jail on the street, and they adopted it into the rap. These Jews paid some rappers, hey, go walking around representing yourself like a fucking faggot, jail faggot. So these young men are following homosexual culture. We get that part. But to say that a man ain't a man just because he turned his hat a different way, I think we got to get out of some of this shit. Don't be making sense to me because, all right, like when you said, you made the statement that when I wear a suit, people treat me this way, and personally, I give a fuck about what people think. And that, I walk with that presence. If I got my fucking hat turned backwards, if I got a white tee on, and I wore blue shirts in the blood neighborhoods, and I wore, somebody told me, man, don't wear no, man, this is a neighborhood. I went down in Cali, and I had on a motherfucking red T-shirt in Crip. And I'm like, man, little brothers came up to me, hey, man, what's up? I ain't with that shit, man. I just got on a fucking red shirt, dude. And then I just came to him real and respectfully, and it's just, I'm so fucking tired of us putting too many fucking boundaries on ourselves. I can't judge every book by its cover. I understand when you see somebody's drawers showing, we got that, but we gotta have a cap on this shit, dude. If somebody's hat turned backwards and you judging them.
No, I agree with that. That's what I was kind of trying to say in the beginning.
No, listen, right?
Yeah,
it's not
bro.
a matter of judging, right? It's not a matter
It is kind of judging, brother.
It's not a matter of, I'm saying it's something that we need to change. It's something that we need to do.
Why do we need to change it? I'm saying what we need to do is we need to change our perception of things.
I'm going to answer this, right?
No, I think
I want to answer what you're trying to say to me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this, right? In all races,
I saw him take it.
Am I heard properly? Am I clear?
Could you say it again?
Is my mic clear? Can the family hear my mic?
Yeah.
I can.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say, in all races but ours, right, it is hard to differentiate who's the adults and who's the children. That's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. And I'm saying us as adults and men have to be men. We can't follow what the kids are doing. It is keeping us back. Why am I
But I'm saying grown men have been flipping their hat backwards since I was since the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. That's not nothing new. I'm saying I understand and I agree with you. We should have, but we need to put a cap on the shit. Just like you know what I'm saying. You got to put a cap on that. Like you can't go so far overboard that if you say he turned his hat the wrong way, because then you gotta wear your hat this way, you gotta wear your pants this way. Yeah, you don't show your underwear. I get that, because I don't want my daughters or my wife seeing no niggas underwear. We understand those basic premises, but you gotta put a cap on that shit.
Listen, there ain't no cap on that. Listen, I'm gonna tear apart what you're saying, yeah? If you I'm gonna tear apart what you're saying, right? I don't understand how much so many of us are even fighting against what I'm saying. It's just like I just smell the fear of our people not wanting to grow their ass up in every single way. And
so wearing a suit means you're a grown man, right?
I ain't finished with what I'm saying, right? I'm saying to you, brother, right?
Yeah.
That if you go to an interview, you're not going to go and wear those same clothes, right, that you're going to wear on the street. You're not going to wear a baseball cap, pink shirt.
No, because I'm going into the matrix, and I got to carry myself a certain way to go into the matrix.
Wait, brother. Let me tell you why you won't do that. Because you don't want to give the impression that you're a kid. You want to give off the impression that you're a serious, big man who can do things.
That's not true. That's not true, because it depends on where you're going to get a job at. Some people are more lax. If I'm going to work down there on the docks, man, I can wear my hat backwards. I can put on my damn overcoat, and I can go down there and get a damn job on the docks. But I'm saying, if I'm going to a business attire, bro, I get what you're saying. You are going into the matrix. The matrix means whatever kind of job you're applying for, you have to be dressed for the job. Now, I don't see nobody giving a man a job that's showing his drawers. I get that. Or got old big-ass bright pink shirt on, or got big-ass diamond earrings in his ear like he a little girl. I get that. I'm saying that you got to cross the line somewhere, but I'm saying if you don't put a cap on that behavior where you're being over judgmental, it's just gonna cause more division in the end. Because if I see a brother and we trying to build a fortress, where we trying to build an army of strong brothers, strong-minded brothers, we see a nigga with his hat turned on the wrong way. No, we can't deal with him. He got his hat turned the wrong way. That don't make sense.
But I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you, because I've never really based intelligence, being a real man on some of those things. I have to really.
But sister, what I understand what you're saying, but sister, we can't be ignorant to think.
No, you're right. I agree with the sagging pants and the. I agree with part of it, but I have to agree with Brother Djinn in terms of we got to be real watchful of. We have to be real watchful of so many boundaries, and who's putting these boundaries on us? Who's doing it?
That's right.
That's exactly my point, too.
I was asking my husband in the background what he thought. I said, what do you think? And, we got to put a cap on some of this shit, because, see, what's happening is we are following the wrong people, and we're planning ourselves or patterning ourselves after someone else. Who in the hell are we?
Right.
If you are a turn the backwards person, and you know who you are, and you're not. And if it scares the hell out of the people in Beverly Hills, so be it. Because that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person. I have to agree with that.
Sister, hang on, sister. I'm not judging no one like that, right? I'm just telling ultimate truth here.
You calling them? You saying they're a fucking boy? Okay, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Now, what I'm trying to say is this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now, as I was talking about the job and all those other things, right? Now you've made me break my concentration now on my phone.
Okay, let me say something real fast. Let me say this real fast while you help you get it. I feel like this. With this form of dress, and I want you to go ahead and pay attention. With this type of dress for a lot of young people, I feel it's just a uniform. And I feel this is almost a war going on. This is a battle to identify ones you need to go ahead and fuck with. And we need to go ahead and not pay attention. Pay attention to that. This is also a way to identify you, and that's one reason. Like I said, a lot of this stuff was put together in a boardroom, and it's done for one purpose, to identify individuals, and it was also to identify. Okay, well, these people are wearing this dress because they pretty much saw it on this type of video or in this type of movie, and it's just a uniform to go ahead and pretty much target your enemy.
I think the brother was right when he was saying it's important not to go overboard. You know, that's what makes it so important because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I wear suits to my job. But at the end of the day, I'm a nigga that's wearing a suit. You understand?
To them, yeah.
So
exactly.
that's how they're going to view me. Yeah, I may think that I'm a big man. Yeah, I may go into the interview. And, yes, I do get paid very well. I'm a nigga in a suit. And if I go on my day off, if I go to the department store and I see Reverend Run and he's buying stuff for his family and I'm buying stuff for my family, Reverend Run is wearing a sweatsuit. I'm wearing a sweatsuit. Reverend Run getting in his Rolls Royce Phantom, I'm getting in my Lincoln Continental, and we both going home. It don't define who I am. As long as we don't go overboard, we're trying to judge one another. Like Tori had pointed out, you got brothers who wear suits but are spiritual whores for L. Ron Hubbard selling Scientology.
There you go.
Understand? They dress the part, but they spiritual whores.
Right. Hang on, family.
That's the most important thing.
Hang on, family. We're gonna let in Sheba X in the building. Sheba X, are you there, sister?
Super breaking up.
You're breaking up, sister. Call back in. Go and call back in.
All right.
We've got another. This is what I was going to say to you guys, brothers, right? About one of your statements now. And to Sister Sandra, look, that's the problem. And I covered everything that you guys said earlier in the program, right? I covered everything that you're just bringing me back, right? That's what you guys are doing. I'm trying to say, I would like, you need to listen to the whole program from the start, because what I said already, that what this way of dressing is making us go back. It's the degenerative attitude. Your mind could be going forward, but you ain't going forward. If you look good on the inside, it's gonna come out on the outside. You know, if you eat crap, right, your skin's gonna look like crap. You understand? So what I'm saying is this, yeah, it's the degenerative behavior when you've got a grown man dressing like a child.
Okay.
It's degenerative.
Can I ask you something, brother?
Sorry.
Can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
All right, and this brings everything back to the point of perception. Now, imagine, if you will, all of you, a brother or an individual, not a brother, it could be white or black, an individual with a gray suit and a red bow tie on.
Wait.
What image do you get?
Wait. Someone's getting feedback through their line.
Turn off your radio. Somebody's got the radio on.
Let me answer that, brother. I say he's a clown.
I say Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, see what I mean? Somebody else might say Nation of Islam because they wear red ties and a gray suit. So you got to be careful about perception. And this is one of the things why I say it's very dangerous about perception and not putting a cap on it. I see a lot of brothers that were strong, individual-minded, and they could have did a lot of great things for their people before they joined the Nation of Islam. It's like they went to the Nation of Islam specifically to help out with their people, but the next thing you know, after about a year, I talked to these brothers. Not only did he was combing his hair like Farrakhan, he cut off all his locks, and then he sounds just like Farrakhan. I mean, in tone and mannerisms, you just lose yourself when you try to take away people's individuality. Now, if he's dressed once again,
individuality though, bro.
No, it is individuality. Just like you can't tell everybody. Look, Elijah Muhammad, his whole purpose was to bring the black man into a uniform consciousness. I get that. But we got to understand that the military works better when these people can be individual-minded, working together for one cause. Not everybody's a fucking robot. That's why you got people in the Nation of Islam ended up being the goddamn sniper. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the other minister down in California that committed suicide because he was homosexual. So you got a whole bunch of this shit, man. And now he got motherfuckers joining Scientology. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm saying this is no different. This is no different than drinking Kool-Aid, dude. You're trying to tell everybody to drink the same Kool-Aid. If I go to a goddamn baseball game, I can't wear my hat backwards if I want to. I'm at a baseball game. If I want to walk down the street, what's the difference?
Hey, family, hang on. There's someone's phone. I can't pinpoint.
Well, I know for me that ain't gonna change.
Someone needs to turn off their ass clock.
My motherfucking hat. That ain't got nothing to do with gang. And it's white folks, white boys, 50 years old, and wear their hat backwards.
And nobody caught. There you go, brother. A white boy can wear his hat backwards, and nobody call him a little boy.
They run the system. The
yeah,
double
that's right.
Wait,
and I'm gonna look with the cargo shorts and fitted polo shirt. Hang on. Jordan slippers. I'm gonna look completely different.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. Can I ask? Is this my son talking? This is Jen. Is this my son talking? Is my son talking?
Oh yeah.
That is my son, right?
Yeah.
Go on. You talk. Go on.
Before your son talks, can everybody turn off their radio? Whoever left their radio on, we can all hear it.
D, make sure your radio's off.
I don't have a radio on.
Okay, I'm just making sure it's not you.
All right, somebody's got their radio on.
I was just saying that I wear my hat backwards, and I doubt that that's gonna change. But my girlfriend was saying it's got a lot to do with your dress code. It's a difference in me having on some 501s and a white T-shirt and my hat backwards versus some cargo shorts and a polo shirt and my hat backwards. I'm gonna get two different responses.
Hear what I'm saying to you now, yeah? Because some people saying, about the dress code. That to me, that to me is rubbish, right? Because at the end of the day, right, when these
Okay.
That's the big man music. The big man theme song.
Whose music is that?
I don't know. It's doing that.
Yeah. What's that?
You can't tell whose mic is that in?
I think the host. I think it's call drop. So that's what the blog talk put on.
Maybe you have to mute everybody and bring them back in.
That's what you did. That's all you got to do is mute it. You're right, Queen. Just mute everybody and bring them back in one by one.
Family, hang on. What I say?
And don't cut off the white devil either. Come on, give me a break.
Stop that, Tori, stop that.
I love it, man. Scientology tells me I'm a devil, and now with the black community, I'm a white devil. I love it.
Family, so let's
Hey, can I be heard?
Yeah, let me say something, though.
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
I need to say something, right? What I'm trying to say, Sister Jenny's son spoke, yeah? I'm not, this is being rude to him, but I'm going to say that statement is bullshit. Because That's individualism. When 70 to 80% of Negroes that I see out here are dressing like they're 19-year-olds, and there's men way into their 40s who are dressing like they're little fucking kids. That's bullshit. How is that individualism when you're copying the same shit as everyone else? You're copying the same shit as Jay-Z and all these other bullshit.
If a white man had his hat backwards, brother, would he be a little boy? No.
That's bullshit what you're feeding me, bro. Bullshit.
Would he be a little boy? Would a white man be a little boy if he wore his hat backwards?
Wait.
So it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. It don't matter. You can sit down and play racial games with the devil, right? They don't give a shit because they run the system. You can call him a honky piece of shit, and he can call you a nigger. It's more fun for him to call you a nigger. So
it's all about making ourselves look good for them, then.
Wait, brother poverty. Let me just say this. And my husband's absolutely right. Our son, that's 15, played soccer for about 7 years. There were absolutely no blacks on any of those teams, okay? No melanin was there. Now, they could walk up with their hats backwards. They dressed with their T-shirts. They dressed any way they wanted to. So you mean to tell me when I walk up to the field and I have my hat backwards, or my husband has his hat backwards, whatever, we got to dress according to their rules because they always had their hat backwards.
We're not dressing by their rules.
They would have had some beer and wine up on the field.
I was going to give my solution in the hour of power anyway, but I'll give you one solution. Why don't we wear African attire or something else? Something different.
Supreme, you don't have all of us that goddamn hijab pretty soon.
Hang on, Djinn, hang on. Like Brother El Bear dresses, he's got his own individual way of dressing. Why don't we take on new ways of dressing, not copy the pattern of any? Let me tell you something. When you're dressed in your baseball cap, your white tees, your jeans, your baseball jacket, when we watch TV, the programming, right? When we watch the programming, when they show black folks doing robberies, killing one another, what are they wearing? They're wearing the same clothes that you're getting up wearing, and you're trying to defend that bullshit. I'm a younger man, so I know.
And then if we wear the damn suits, they'll show niggas doing it in suits, bro. Come on, man. They're still fucking with you.
Exactly.
If I saw you dressed up like me, I would look at you like a fucking joke. That's how I was when I was little.
You really care about what people think too much, my brother.
I understand what you're saying. You shouldn't care what people think. But that's the bottom line. I'm talking the truth. I'm dealing with ultimate truth. I ain't dealing with no bullshit, no metaphysical bullshit. I'm talking truth, brother.
Now, hang on. Can I just say one thing? You keep saying you're talking the truth.
Leave me the fuck alone.
But you say you're talking the truth, but that's your opinion.
It's the truth, ultimate truth. Paul Elbert, what have you got to say about that? What you got to say?
Can I be heard?
Yes,
I don't mind if whatever he says, but when he says it's the truth over and over, it's an opinion.
You know what, Sister Tori, right?
Yeah.
In Tori, what you got to understand, I mean, coming from where you come from and that, it's hard for you to understand. And me as a man who's read a lot of books, I haven't.
I hang with black people.
Listen. Like all the stereotypes that you hear of, I've grown up in it. You know, I have no easy life. I've lived it and I've grown up in it. I'm from the streets. I know.
Good, me too.
I'm trying to I'm trying to help the people, right? So my people, right? I'm glad that you're saying what you've got to say, and that's why I left you on, because I'm saying, right, even a white lady is telling us that we the way we dress ain't right. You know, that's what I thought you was in agreement. You know,
now,
but
I'm in agreement with you. No, wait. Let me say something. I get it.
Individualism is what's killing us as black people. We need to move in the collective, in a positive collective.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So,
can I answer something on it?
Go on.
Okay. I am with you on it as far as part of it. But what I'm pointing out is when you say it's a fact, it's truth, when it's really an opinion, then it just changes into something else that it isn't. And I agree, you can't keep putting too many standards on people, because where did they come from, number one? And it's like, if you really look at it, I'm 65. I remember back when they did have all kinds of racial profiling. And now I live in L.A., and black people, more than anybody, set the fashion industry. That's what it is. So you're talking about,
Tory,
you want them to look like what? Like white people?
Tory.
Racial profiling still goes
Everyone
on
with
today.
real power.
I know
world,
it does,
right?
but I'm saying not as bad as it did when I was in
Not
the
as bad?
50s.
Tory.
No, it's more intense.
Tory,
Let me get in. Poverty. Let me get in on this. I haven't heard the last 15 minutes of the build, unfortunately, because the devil has been messing with my means of communication. So, based upon what I've just heard in the last few minutes, I'm going to tackle what Tory said in regards to I'll work my way backwards. Racial profiling has become a more elite, a more refined, and a more widely used system. So for you to say that, Tory, and you're hanging around with so-called black folk, well, that amazes me. And you sound
But I said I'm a white person. I'm not saying I'm a black person.
I didn't say you were. You said you hang around with so-called black people. And you sound pretty intelligent. You've come up as pretty intelligent so far. For you to make that statement, it's bullshit. I don't use profanity quite frequently, and you've made me get there.
Let me add to that.
That's rubbish.
Let me add to
what
the brother's saying. Yeah, racial profiling has become more refined. It's a thing where, hey, look, they don't have to drive down the street and go ahead and pull you over. They got cameras, and they didn't used to have all these cameras in the U.S.
Right.
Like UK. So they got it a whole different way. These cameras are taking your pictures as you walk by down the street. So before you get to the next block, there's a cop on your ass. I say this shit. So
David Dow, I've been there.
Okay, well, racial profiling is still around. It's just they more advanced now. They got a whole lot of it's a higher more technology that they're using to it now.
I hear you.
It never went away. It's even worse with the cameras, because they can take your picture right away and go ahead and match it up with a whole lot of other shit and go ahead and send your picture to a database and blah 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 blah. Come on, no, it ain't went nowhere. It just got.
Let me tell you something. I spent 6 days in a courtroom with the Church of Scientology because of their stupid cameras and having 400 cameras in a 2-block area. And I did beat them, but I'm telling you, I know what you're talking about. They tried to pin a criminal conviction on me for some bullshit, right? So I do know it's a different thing. It's not a black thing, but it is a thing where people are trying to peg you for something and nail you for something you're not.
Wait.
I want to try to bring it home to put it into perspective. I want to
always a black thing, unfortunately.
If it's not just a black thing here, why is it that still, even to this day, there's still more blacks going to prison?
That is a black thing.
Okay.
And I agree, it's 100% wrong.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, Tory, let us go.
Yeah,
man, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think, we shouldn't put so much credence in how other people perceive us. Like in the chat room right now, I just posted up Denzel Washington wearing a baseball hat. Is he trying to be a teenager because he's rocking a baseball hat? No, he's in Italy taking care of his business. Just like 2 weeks ago.
He don't roll like that all
Hold on. Let me speak. I didn't cut nobody off.
Hey, poverty,
my point is this.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, family. 2 weeks ago, I had lunch with a man. His name is Richard Brody. He's the inventor of Microsoft Word, the little red squiggle that you see on Microsoft Word. He's the inventor of that, Richard Brody. Right. He's one of my clients. When we went out to lunch, we both had on T-shirts and a jean. The only way that we knew what time it was because I had my cell phone on me. He don't carry no watch. He don't even hardly carry ID. The man's worth over $300 million. If we going out for a power lunch, if we going out for a power lunch and we're here to talk business, my clothes don't define me. I define me. So in other words, if Denzel want to wear a baseball hat, that don't make him less of a father, less of a businessman. It don't make me less of a businessman. I'm comfortable with what I wear. We just can't go overboard on judging how other people perceive us. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm still going to be a nigga to them, no matter what I wear.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I understand what you're saying, but he's a multi-millionaire and he's on his yacht,
So he has the right just because he has more money, brother?
No, it's not even about that. We're using wrong examples. We're putting up wrong examples here.
If a big man that is not heard of, no one's ever heard of him, right? And he's coming to give me a message when I was a youth in a tracksuit. I mean, in them attire that I've just seen there, right? That's a joke. Where's he going to? Where is he going?
So because his name is not known, it's the difference between is a trap suit or a regular sweatsuit.
You see, I'm from Jamaica, right? And we don't promote men wearing shorts high above their knee. So I would have always been ignorant to that. So
but you use the term big man, brother. Big man, does money make you a big man? Is that what it makes you a big man to you? Because I know some millionaires that are some bitch ass niggas. I slap the shit out of them. So they're not big men to me. Money don't make you a big man. What makes you a big man is your heart and your character as a man. You understand? So somebody else having money and me not having as much money as them, we're still men. We still put on our clothes the same way. He's still going to look me in the eye. I'm still going to look him directly in his eye because we're men.
Truth.
Peace.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand you're saying in my head. And I'm a man who can see past that bullshit. But what we got to understand, and this is another problem. What we got to understand. I haven't done this show for some subjects might be mundane to some folk. What it is that I want to try and raise up people unconscious. And I'm trying to help them, again, when you're wearing a suit and stuff like that, you're less likely to do a crime. Do you think I was going to...
Oh, my God. Niggas are robbing banks wearing suits, dude.
I know you didn't. Oh, poverty.
Who do
no.
Come with...
I know there's people...
that is not... Oh, I'm so sorry that's not true.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I just said that to my husband.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, like my husband said, who's doing all the white collar crime? Who's doing that crime? Because I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Wait. Let me give you an example now. I was on the street thing hard, yeah. And I had a friend who died, right? I went to the funeral, was wearing a suit. I used to be a man who used to wear, when I used to have my hoodie on and that, I used to bun weed on the streets. I didn't give a shit. I do. If a man pissed me off, yeah, he's getting knocked out. On my hood one time, back, he's done. When I was wearing my suit, my friend was pulling out a spliff. I said, bruv, put down that spliff, blood. We're wearing suit. You understand? I didn't want to do too much in my suit. I wouldn't have done my criminality in my fucking suit. That's what I'm trying to say. When you're wearing certain attire, it makes you act a certain way. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You don't see Muslims pulling... There's Muslims around where I live, right? And you don't see the Muslims pulling off crimes, yeah, in their Muslim attire. They do it.
But the way you word it that is the criminal mind is still there. You said you wouldn't do it in the suit, but the mindset is still there.
But yeah, tell the truth, brother. Tell the truth. I mean, be honest with us, because you do speak the truth. Speak the truth on this. Who doing a bigger crime? Lil Ray on the corner or Bernie Madoff wearing the suit?
Wow,
Madoff. Bernie
Madoff any day.
And bloody dog. Yeah, but these guys ain't going out on the road and prepared to alright, when I was a youth, and I know a lot of youth, if they see you pull out wads of cash, they will rob you. But I guarantee they won't do it if they're suited and booted. I'm talking.
You said if you walk down the wrong neighborhood with a suit on, you gonna get robbed quicker than a nigga that look just with a white tees and.
Family, hang on. I'm gonna let in Sheba X, and I'm gonna let in Chef Rob. There's a couple other callers as well. But I want Sheba X to say what she's got to say. It's been coming back and forth for a little while. Sheba X, what have you got to say? And Chef Rob, your line's open as well, brother.
Thank you.
Sheba X is gonna speak.
All right, can you hear me, first of all?
Okay. Yes, sister. Highly blessed.
Is that better? Okay.
You're kind of breaking up.
Oh, be careful. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sister.
Okay. I was going to say is that I don't necessarily agree that wearing a 24/7 is going to get us better respect, because we're going to be at the bottom of the barrel no matter what. Because I remember when I was in Spain with kids, and we were in a supermarket, and the people didn't realise I was Spanish, and they were sort of saying, how do these black people afford all these nice things, and, you know, they had this perception that we didn't deserve all this stuff. And my second point is that I don't think that grown men, am I breaking up again? Great.
All right, go on, you're right now, sister, okay. Go in again.
All right. To have all this program with this clothing, right, to the point where you have retailers and manufacturers promoting like gang wear. So you have, you know, Yankee caps. Hello.
Hello. I'm hearing you, sister. I can hear you.
I can't hear anyone.
Sister, no one's talking over you. That's why. Sister.
Hello.
Sister.
Hello.
Sister.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but no one's cutting you, sister.
No, of course.
That's why. You can't hear nothing.
All right. So, yeah, you know those Yankee hats, they're distributed by New Era or something. They have like, you know, like Bloods and Crip bandanas, like, sort of put onto them. And you have all these manufacturing companies promoting, like, gang culture and stuff. So what I'm saying is, you have grown men wearing these clothes. They should be setting a better example. They should know better than to promote these things that are, you know, hurting our people. See what I'm saying? I don't want to see a grown man with his saggy pants, because you should be telling your son, pull up your pants. You can't tell somebody pull up your pants if your pants are down as well. Do you understand what I'm saying? We need to have more dignity. At the same time, we can't judge a book by its cover. I understand that. And no one can wear a suit 24/7. But, you know, I think there's nothing wrong with growing up. And when you can't leave childish things behind, it says something about yourself.
Sister,
yes.
I will say this. I never said that we should wear a suit 24/7. But, right. I mean, a jeans and some trainers at the minimum. This is at the minimum I'm saying that black folk should wear. Is a pair of jeans at the minimum. A pair of jeans, right? A shirt. If you're going to wear a hat, wear a bowler hat or a beret hat. You're going to wear trainers.
And not in movie theaters.
Hang on. Hang on, please have some respect. Have some respect. Hang on. And some trainers that look at least shoes worthy. Like, they're trainers that can pass as shoes. So we can differentiate between the men and the boys. That's all I'm saying, and I agree with what you're saying. All these guys there are older guys wearing all these Yankee. This is all Illuminati. This is all symbolism for Satan. You understand? We're supporting all these big football teams and all these
symbolisms, you know.
They don't do shit for niggas, for us black folk.
But hold on. Just real quick, man. I bought some shoes from Walmart, and then I bought some Nikes.
Brother,
I'm saying sometimes you do want to buy quality. I don't support Nike because I buy Nike. I buy Nike because, you know, the shoe lasts. And I don't have to buy another fucking pair in less than a year. I buy Timberlands, not because it's Timberland, because I want some kind of style, but they make a great fucking shoe. See, we got to...
Brother, hang on.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what the sister was saying, right? Let me tell you the reason again. The reason why our older guys don't tell the kids to pull up their trousers is because the older generation are afraid of the youth. That's why the youth get to run riot. And I mean, they're afraid of the youth on every level.
I'm the older generation, brother. I ain't afraid to tell no young man to pull your goddamn pants up. I'm not afraid of them.
Most guys your age, speak the truth, brother, are afraid of the youth.
No, look, most brothers my age is not afraid. Most brothers my age don't give a fuck, man, because you can tell that little knot-of-head motherfucker to pull his pants up, and he won't listen to you. Listen, bro, it's like you got to have a forum or a place for the youth to come and congregate, and then once you get them to sit down, because when they're in their little cliques and all of that shit, you're only exacerbating the problem to walk up to a group of knuckleheads and tell them to pull their pants up while they on the corner. You don't do that kind of shit. You're only exacerbating the problem. But when you got a community situation where they're coming to the community center? Are you giving them something that they want? You dig what I'm saying? These are the mechanisms that we got to put in place to actually get through to our youth right now. But going out causing fights because it's a little knucklehead, you know, a lot of them will try to come up like, oh, let's get it on. Then, oh, man, me and my age won't hardly fight no more. You know what I'm saying? I can bench over 300 pounds, but I'll pull a gun in a fucking minute because. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got time for that. I got kids I gotta take care of. And that don't make me no gangster. That makes me in America. I'm in America where every household there's more guns than people. It's a real war over here, bro. We're in a war zone.
I want to say something,
That's
please.
what I said about the uniform.
I want to ask a question because I want to come correct. Tori, the baseball cap in the movie. Well, what's up with that? Because I want to come correctly because my husband has been guilty of a baseball cap in the movie.
It's just often, for me, it's hard to see, number one, because they got on a baseball cap, so that's why I'm saying it. Any hats inside, in a movie theater especially, take them off, that's all. Okay,
because actually his doesn't interfere. He's 6'5", and when he has it on, it's tight, but okay. So his
doesn't matter, I'd avoid him if he's 6'5". Just because I can never see over them.
Say it again.
No.
You avoid them if you're 6'5". Is that what I heard?
No, I'm saying I have a big phobia of having people sitting in front of me who are really tall. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's my phobia.
I've been in behind people with caps and it wasn't a problem.
People coming in the movie theater that are 6'5".
Yeah, Tori. Why even bring that up if it's just selfish?
I didn't bring it up. I'm just saying in a movie theater. That was all.
But Sister Jenny just said to you, what is the problem with, you the only reason why you don't want folk wearing a cap was so you can see your movie,
That's my reason for calling in, but my other reason is to mention stay away from Scientology.
Yeah, all right, but wait, is it only black folk who wear caps? I know that
Scientology... No!
Okay.
When I said the caps, I said everybody. It doesn't have to do with color. It has to do with the hats inside in a movie theater and baggy pants that are falling off your ass, that I don't want to see your ass. And that's for any color. I've seen white guys, tons of white guys do it because they think it's cool because black guys do it. And it's not cool.
Well, we got that off you guys,
Okay, Brother Poverty, I want to say something real quickly while it's on my mind. As Brother Djinn said, and he didn't say it quite this way, but it means the same thing. Sometimes we have to be all things to all men.
Wow.
So you have to have a setting to be all things. I counsel a lot of people, and you have to sometimes be all things to all men. I don't know if my son is still on the phone. Are you there? No, I think he's gone.
I'm here.
Okay. My son had never, ever heard me say a bad word until probably, how long will you say? How long is 6 months ago, a year ago, what?
About a year. No, about a year and a half.
About a year and a half ago, he had never heard me say a bad word. Never. But I got to the place in my timing being unctioned that I could not be all things to all men if I couldn't say shit. Now, that may not look right on me, but some of the people that I am counseling now that have been out there, that have been in that world, have been hurt, have been molested, or whatever, if I couldn't say shit or couldn't hear it, I would have been in trouble. So sometimes we have to be all things to all men according to the setting.
Okay. And family, hang in there. We've got 6 minutes until the hour of power, right? So it's the last hour of this show. And the number is 773-897-6391. 773-897-6391. And it's free on Skype, family. So there's no excuses. Okay. And I'm going to let Anise line. Is Paul there? Is Paul on the line? Okay, so I'm going to let Anise 2 line. 808-289-0596. Highly blessed. 808-596. Highly blessed. What's going on? Who's this?
Poverty.
What's going on, brother? Magneto.
Peace. Yes.
And I know who's Magneto. What have you got to add on this subject? And we're gonna bring in the 313-860 after this. What would you like to add on this? And someone turn off their radio, please, because we
yeah, somebody turn off your radio.
I don't like muting people's lines, and I still hear it.
I do too.
Yeah, somebody has to turn their radio down.
Come on, please.
They probably stepped away from it.
Yeah, someone just turn off their volume straight, man. You can just turn down the volume. And I'm gonna bring in 313-860. Highly blessed. 313-860. Highly blessed. 313-860. Not on there. Is Paul Albert still on the line? Because I can't see Paul Albert. And someone needs to Matt Neal, I don't have anything to say on the topic. Look at this one.
I want to say for the record that I appreciate you dealing with this topic. I think you're presenting the information excellent, and I fully support you. I'm not hanging up. I'm going to continue to stay on, but I want to thank you for dealing with this topic, family.
Okay, we got to address it. Whether people agree or disagree, that's just how it goes. That's life. Not everyone's going to agree with everything that I'm saying, innit? I'm trying my best to change the family's perspective, you know. To my best, because no one can't change my beliefs on this thing here, because I was young once, you know, and I remember the respect I had for older folk who had on this attire. I understand the Djinn saying, well, you shouldn't care what people think. Well, fair enough, innit? But when the younger youths don't have no respect for you and they treat you like a dickhead, then you know why.
I'm talking about to a certain degree, brother. I'm not saying, like I said before, there should be a cap. I'm never going to support somebody showing their damn drawers. I'm never going to support brothers wearing pink and yellow. I mean, but that's just me. You dig what I'm saying? I would never do that myself, and I would look sideways at a grown ass man wearing pink, or sideways at a grown ass man showing his underwear. You dig what I'm saying? I already know what kind of frequency that is. But when the brother brought to you that Denzel Washington was, they posted a picture, and I've seen pictures of Denzel Washington with his hat backwards. It didn't mean that he was hood. It didn't mean that he was anything. It's just, man, we need that state of individualism in order to really make a change on this in our community. Until we make that change, I understand what you're saying about the youth and how we got to get to the youth, but it's about what's in our mouth, man, the power of the word, how we present ourselves with what we are wearing. As long as we ain't showing our drawers, like I said, that's that cap. As long as you don't go below the cap, you stay above the standard of what, you know what I'm saying, like the brother said, once you go below the standard, they already know that they got you in a programmed state of mind. But once you stay above that, shit, you can say that brothers who wear suits can be perceived to be even deeper in the program. Because you got some brothers, like they say, that all they do is wear fucking suits and ties. The Nation of Islam teach you, some people in the nation taught, when I was going up through there, if you wear a tie on your neck, that's like wearing a noose on your neck. So you can't wear nooses. So a nigga that got a tie on, he's a sellout. And I'm like, wow. It's like, man, we got to stop this shit, dude. That's all I'm saying, bro. I agree with some of what you're saying. I think you're just presenting it the wrong way.
All things to all men. That's. I love the way Sister Sheba brought it in terms of we're gonna be at the bottom anyway. We're gonna be at the bottom anyway. And so what we have to realize is who are we? Who are we? Because you know what? When you start thinking about the Democrats and the Republicans in their suits, or these pork chop eating pastors that are walking around with a collection plate driving their Rolls Royces or whatever, who are we emulating? Who are we emulating? Because, see, I, to an extent, don't want to emulate anybody. Who in the hell am I?
Yes.
Who am I? Who am I? No, and let me first say, who you associate with is very important because many of us on this line, I would imagine, have children. So we're not hanging around with thugs anyway. We're not a thug. We're internally not exhibiting thug behavior. We are not thugs. But when we see someone on the street, you know, like when I think of Brother Poverty, I think of Brother Djinn, or I think of Brother Poel Bear, I think of Malaks that can go out there and help in a setting, but just to go up like I think Brother Djinn said, to go out there and say to someone, pull your goddamn pants up off your ass, that is not going to work. That'll never work.
No, that's not going to work.
Right.
But I'm not telling.
That's not going to work. We have to present a setting. And it has to be a setting to meet that need. If you're hungry, we got to feed somebody.
That's right.
You know, if you need some clothes, we got to clothe them. A man that's still hungry, after you talk to him, his ass is still gonna show. He's still hungry.
That's the proper.
Okay, but can I say something?
Family. Wait. We're gonna go in. We're gonna play a quick jam, a little rest, like for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna all come back. I'm going to unmute everyone's phone, and then we're going to go into the power hour, right? Family, just a 5-minute rest. So everyone, you can go toilet, do what you need to do, and then we're going to come straight back. Family?
Huh?
We're going to have a little 5-minute break, right, family? I'm just going to play a quick jam, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to unmute everyone's line, yeah? Thank you, family. I'm going to start the tune. I'm going to mute everyone's line, and then we're going to come straight back after 5 minutes. Highly blessed, family.
I'm a Superman, I thanks to Lois Lane. Used to weigh my problems when I went insane. Took me from the depths when I lost my name. Ooh, give me something I could live for. Now everyone is wondering what's the change. They don't recognize I have so much to say. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that they'd give up on everything. See, I know I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run with. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the skies turn gray, girl. 'Cause you're beautiful, baby. It's you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. It's you're beautiful, baby. Yes, you're beautiful. It's you're beautiful. It's you're beautiful, baby. Feel butterflies when I'm in your hands. You can turn the pavement into white sand. You can make a moment a memory in a glance. And I can't believe anyone else. Everybody's talking, you're always shining. You never stop listening, baby. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that give up on everything. See, I know I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run away. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the skies turn gray, girl. Oh, you're beautiful, baby. Still it's beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful, baby. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. You're beautiful, baby. Underneath the sun, that can find a million more but never find the one. There's a girl who did this and the social life was a magazine, was a shy time. I'm a Superman, a thanks for Lois Lane. Used to be my brothers when I went insane. And I never thought someone could love someone so much that they'd give up on everything. I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need someone to run away. I will be there when you need someone to dance with. I'm your lover till the skies turn gray, cause you're beautiful, baby. Till it's beautiful, it's you're beautiful. You're beautiful, baby. Yes, you're beautiful. Ooh, you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful, baby. I will be there when you need me. I will be there when you cry, baby. I will be there when you need someone to tell you.
I wrote this one while I was talking to my friend. She was telling me she's sick of being broke. She wants a solution and it could be in coke. I said, think about the clientele, you know. Them strangers are crazy. Plus, you don't want to endanger the baby. She said, George, what are you talking about? You know I got it all figured out. I won't sell it myself. I just need to develop my wealth. The total of my basic requirements in relation to my circle of cash never fits. And this government's determined to slash benefits. My old job just wanted me out when I got pregnant and that was all I had, so how could I not beg them? If I'm being honest, I can't feel tomorrow. Last chance gone, it's a hard pill to swallow. What could I say? See, when you don't have enough money, a lot of decisions are made for you. You don't get the luxury of choosing what you want as you would if shit was just paid for you. There's never a chance to choose to set your alarm to snooze, because if you go sleep, you don't eat. And if you don't eat, you go sleep with 2 cold feet, because 1, no electricity, 2, no heat. No silver lining that you will explicitly see without money for the gas card and the electricity key. No neighbours handing out bags of rice. You know your favourite brand is now Asda price. And given a price, who doesn't chase the fame? When you're living with mice, food doesn't taste the same. No one cares if you wanted to work nights and day shifts, and on the day you don't come into work, fights and bailiffs. So the situation now becomes a struggle between 2 voices, the bad and the good me. And out here, the rich are next door to the poor, so I constantly get to see just how my life could be. These decisions affect you when you don't get a say. It seems there isn't a rescue and there's no better way, so you're like a team waiting for his voice to break. You want change, but it's not your choice to make.
Highly blessed family, we're back for the hour of power with Carbon Radio. I'm gonna let everybody back in now. You should hear unmuted because I don't know. I didn't write down the name of everyone who's phoning in, but everyone's line should be open. Highly blessed family.
Highly blessed. We're here. Yes, we're here.
Hi.
Are you gonna post those tracks, Brother Poverty? Where are you gonna post them so I can get the names of what you just played?
The first one, right, the reggae one was Taurus Riley, Superman. And you should just take my Skype and call me, and just call me through Skype. I'd send them to you. And the other one was called George the Poet. That was called Traces, the last one. You like those tracks, don't you, sister?
Okay, thank you.
Did you like those tracks, sister?
Oh, very much so.
Okay. Is everyone back on? Is Ish back on? Is Ish still there? Oh, Ish said he's gonna mute his one. Brother Magneto, are you on the line?
I'm here, Poverty.
What have you got to say? Add on this? What have you got? Peace, highly blessed, my brother. What have you got to add on this subject?
Well, I ain't really got nothing to add on to the dress code, right? Because you got a lot of people, economically distressed, and they just doing their best, But far as low riding, that ain't me,
Low riding, Low riding. Low riding, you know. Is that what they call low riding? The pants, yeah?
Yeah, I found out that what the young boys call them. Where the young girls, that's what they call it, low ride.
Okay.
Yeah,
they call it slow riding. I like that one. Low riding, you know.
Yeah, we just change it up a little bit and call it down low riding.
Well, I mean, at least, all right. I may not be in agreement. I may not have got away with. I know that people don't want to change the baseball cap, but we got to be in agreement with too many earrings. I would have thought, and the pink clothing, pink shirts, pink clothing, and the saggy jeans. I'm sure that I'm in agreement with the family with that, right?
Showing underwear, I'm with it. Pink is a universally a color for women, so we're in agreement with that, bro. But baggy jeans, if a dude got, what if he ain't got no jeans? What if he somebody bought him a pair of jeans for Christmas? He can't wear them because they too baggy. I mean, if he want to wear baggy,
no, I ain't got a problem with jeans. I'm talking about saggy jeans. When I said
saggy, yeah, of course, saggy. Yes.
I have
no grown man should not sag, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. I have no problem with a grown man wearing jeans. They're man's things. You know, if anything, women shouldn't wear jeans before men, because we, you know, if anything.
Dude, you be saying some stuff.
Wait, poverty. I want to make sure I heard that clearly. Because now, did you say something about women wearing jeans?
No. I said I have no problem with jeans. If anybody shouldn't be wearing jeans, it should be women.
Why? You said that
women should not be wearing jeans?
Anybody. I said if anybody shouldn't be wearing jeans out of men and women, because the brother said to me, jeans, baggy jeans. I have no problem with jeans. I said saggy jeans. I said if anyone shouldn't be wearing jeans, right, it should be women. But I haven't got a problem with women wearing jeans anyway, as long as they're tight.
Wow. Wow.
You know, let me throw something in there real quick. I was trying to post this video. I wanted to post a video in your chat room. It was talking about it had a bunch of young brothers that had went to visit some guys in prison. Now one of the inmates stood up and said, "Hey, look, you guys wearing your pants low. They're around here. You should be wearing your pants down here because another man will go here and come out and stick his finger in your ass." So
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That stopped my tracks.
Yeah.
And you got some of them who have the nerve to tuck their shirt into their drawers.
Yeah. They got see that hanging. Oh, you nasty fuck.
The majority of brothers over 30 something over here, bro. I really see that with real young dudes. I mean, it stands out big time when you do see a brother over 30 doing it. But I'm not. Maybe it's because I'm not in New York, where I hear it's prevalent over there. But over here on the West Coast, where I'm at, I rarely ever see anybody over the age of 30 doing that shit. And they over the age of 20, actually. This is a whole bunch of high schoolers doing that shit. So the culture is dying. And this is one of the things I wanted to share about the culture. Just like they made the culture popular, the thing is, it's all by design, bro. If we can get a foot in the industry, just like I said, you got some young kids calling it low riding. All right, they're calling it low riding. All you got to do is come out with a fad calling it down low riding. So as long as once the word get out to the youth that this means that you're homosexual in some way or another. I mean, it's been out there for a while, but that knowledge has been purposely suppressed to keep men. And I'm gonna tell you why the police. I know he's the conspiracy brother, but I was told a long time ago that white men had trouble catching young brothers that were on the run. So they had to give them a culture. Same thing with their cars. They gave their cars low riders that can't even hardly go over speed bumps when they trying to run and drive away. Same thing with running. They say if a young black man's pants are sagging, it's 10 times easier to catch them now
But that's what I said. That's what I said earlier. It's like a uniform. And here's something else. When you bring that up, because I'm glad you brought it to that, because it's also a thing where I think I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, that should turn into a health issue, because you got a belt on, but you walking wide leg to keep your pants up, and it's fucking up your hips.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Good point.
And that's what I'm saying. Our adults, a lot of black adults, big men, are wearing these baseball caps, wearing these teenage clothes. It's like a uniform.
Could you lay off the baseball caps, man? Let's just stick with the sagging pants, dude. The baseball caps is just nonsensical.
All right.
It's nonsensical. It don't make no sense to be debating about a baseball cap.
All right then, brother. But I
understand some dude showing his drawers in a pink shirt, dude. I'm with you 100% on that, Supreme.
I've got a problem with art, right? Always in me. Looking like they're, from afar, I would think that that's a kid, that's a teenager from afar. Until sometimes I'm talking with them, and because of the way I'm attired, right, I think that they're younger than me. Until I start speaking, they get into their age, I realize that these guys are old enough to be my father, and I just find it weird. Even now,
where are you saying that at, brother?
What?
Where are you saying that at? I'm saying, where are you seeing these guys at?
These guys are all in London, and I've looked on the net and I've seen a lot of guys from New York. I'm not going to say other areas of America, but I know all this shit from America.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're judging the whole by a small percentage of ignorant motherfuckers. I'm saying most of us, man, it's like until you come over here to America and you see a brother with his hat turned backwards or a baseball cap on with some white tees and some Nikes, you dig what I'm saying? So until you see brothers like that on a regular basis who got their shit together, you won't understand. Right now, you're in an isolated situation over there in the UK where your perception has been shaped and molded by UK perception. Over here in America, y'all look at us on TV, and y'all got to stop watching TV. It's just like us watching TV. It is just like us watching TV, bro. Like they try to tell us everybody in Africa threw spears. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have skyscrapers. They didn't have cars over there. They had us fucked up in the 80s. I think in the 80s and the 70s until celebrities started going over there to Africa and saying, damn, they got buildings, they got fucking cars, they got the same shit we got. So they've been playing this game on us, and I'm telling you, now to a certain degree, you're indirectly becoming a part of the system when you think like that. Like, okay, you're going from one extreme to the next. Okay, don't wear a baseball cap. We need to be wearing suits. You dig what I'm saying? It's just one extreme to the next, bro. Like Sister Sheba said.
Listen. I never said that men should wear we should wear suits 24/7. I never said that. Right? I never said that at any stage, right? And if you heard earlier on, I was trying to say we're in a culture, right? Our black culture is becoming, and this hip hop culture, which is where it came from, is digressing us slowly. Now, maybe not mentally. Some of us might be, but we and I keep on saying to you, family and brother, I know that you I understand that you do your show, Djinn, and if someone doesn't understand your show, they're gonna probably walk away. I feel the reason why I listen to your show is because I feel like I understand you. I understand that some people might say as madness, there's a method to your madness, but I would say I understand the method to what you're trying to do. For some reason, I understand your show. For some reason, I understand you. Even though a lot of things that you say...
I don't know if you complimenting me or insulting me, dude.
Listen.
You know what?
Go ahead, Poverty. Go ahead.
You know what, Brother Poverty?
Let me finish. Even though a lot of things that you say would be very hard to prove scientifically.
But what? Name one thing, Poverty. Come on now. You got to name it now that you just said it. Because I just can't, for my name's sake, name one thing that I can't prove.
Brother, let's build, and let's do it privately. Let's just carry on with the debate.
Okay, we'll do that later. But you can't say that openly and then just leave it like that because that's disinformation, though.
2012. Listen, this is the reason why I had my show, because people like you and Further Law, which were probably my favorite shows on Blog Talk, ain't on regular enough. I like the I'm on Raw Squad, what's in the Issues show as well. And but your show, 2 shows, and Issue show's not even on regular now. They have their show maybe once every couple of weeks. You come back every 3 months, and now I understand. Cause I listened to your last show. You said you didn't speak for a couple of weeks, so you never spoke for a week, and I respect that. I'm gonna look into do that as well. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Blessed be.
Further, your stations weren't on regular, so I just had to come up with my own show, and you only come when you want. I mean, you open up your show, but obviously I understand you're doing things, innit? That's the reason why I had my show. So I've got a lot of respect for your show. I'm just saying, other people that I've sat down and listened to it with, they don't get you. And I
they don't
understand
post to get me. They don't post to get me, and I'm happy that they don't get me.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, your show is for people have to be on a higher frequency. You gotta know the basics of your show.
Let me ask you something real quick, bro. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Uncle Tom? Your perception of Uncle Tom?
My Uncle Tom. Well, I mean, I call them more house niggas, but I understand that Uncle Tom. Hang on, I understand that Uncle Tom had no choice but to be the devil's lackey. I understand that.
Okay.
And in I have more respect for the Uncle Tom from back in the past than the ones now, because the ones that I destroy and I try to open, I try to destroy now are the ones that are trying to keep us inside the system and stop us from doing for self. Those are the ones I don't like. The ones that tell us to vote in a system that is not made by us and is not for us. Because I understand that the devil needs our votes. Now, some people say, oh, well, the devil doesn't need our votes. That's the trick. But hang on. If you look in every poor country around the world, the devil uses gangsters of the community and rebels to force the people into voting for the parties that, that they want them to vote for. Do you understand? So I understand, because I feel that a lot of people who say to vote, they have they don't know anything about current affairs and international matters. They only know about what's around them, which is it's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, the reason why I asked you about Uncle Tom, bro, is I wanted to make a great point about perception, and especially perception over here. Like, whenever I hear people say anything at all about Uncle Tom, I tell them realistically, Uncle Tom was the first African-American spy. And I mean this to the heart of hearts. When there was no army, and I got to make this point about perception. When there was no army, this goes back to what Sister Jenny was saying about sometimes you gotta have somebody that can relate. Not all the way. You can't be sagging and talk to these brothers about sagging, but you can at least have an entire on that can relate to them. And what I'm talking about Uncle Tom is Uncle Tom back on the slave plantation. They even tell you in the movie of Uncle Tom's Cabin, this man was wholly trusted by a so-called master. Master gave him all of his secrets, all of his whereabouts, everything that was done, Master told Uncle Tom. Now, Uncle Tom secretly taught other slaves how to read. Uncle Tom secretly taught other slaves how to write. And Uncle Tom freed more slaves than Harriet Tubman. But let me tell you the interesting thing about Uncle Tom. Once the master found out that Uncle Tom was doing this, he had him killed and he cursed his name. And to this day, African Americans don't even understand that the original Uncle Tom did more to free slaves than damn near anybody. So they got us fucked up in the head, and I think that's kind of like what they're doing to you brothers overseas about us brothers and sisters over here in the United States. Y'all got a different. Now you're right. They're using a small percentage of the baddest parts of our culture. We don't even claim that shit. We don't claim that hip hop culture that you see on TV, bro. We don't claim that. That don't represent us. That don't represent the majority of us. But they're using that little fucking 5% to influence the whole world to keep other brothers and sisters across seas from uniting with us. So therefore, you may not see the sagging pants, but you see a baseball cap on, and it's turned the wrong way, and your perception There's a sellout nigga right there.
Brother,
and I'm saying we got to change our perception.
Brother, I hear what you're saying. When I was a youth and I was on this road, yeah, and I was on a street thing, yeah, if I saw, sometimes I would look at an adult and think, well, is he someone that I've got beef with, right? And I would look at him hard, because he's dressed like, a teenager. I would look at him hard to see if he's someone that I've got problems with, because he just dressed the same way. And then when I would look, I think, flip, that's a
But
big
you
man.
had a problem, though, right? That's why you looked at him that way, because if you didn't have that problem and you was raised in a good household, a good mama, good daddy, you wouldn't even be looking at that brother that way just for dressing that way, bro.
Brother, that's the majority of black people worldwide.
I got you.
That's the majority of... I'm dealing with the majority. I'm trying to raise people from the dead, not people who've already got there. So I'm starting off on basic levels. Now, I understand people don't know the method to what I'm trying to do. There's no method to my madness, but there's no madness in anything that I try to do. There's a method to what I'm trying to do. And I'm just trying to tell you, family, that's what I'm trying to do. I understand that you guys are above that. You guys see past that. I see past the hat and all this and that. I'm just trying to say, when I was a youth, when I was younger and I was stuck in, I wanted to have this nice car. I wanted to have lots of girls. Everything I did was to get women. When I really looked deep inside myself, it was all to get nice women, get more women. That's all I did it for. The nice car. I would go out and spend money like it was nothing. The reason why I wanted to show off to the girls that I had money and I had nice things. Sometimes I was like I got more than what I had just to entice a woman. I didn't care what my friend said. I would tell my friend or niggas thought. I would tell them what it is, the real thing. But I wouldn't tell a woman the real thing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And that's what I'm trying to say, that as big men, we're leaving ourselves targets, and we've got to stop being afraid of the youth.
We're not afraid of the youth over here, bro. That's what I'm telling you. You got a different perception over there.
I don't think we here speak the same language.
Brother
Poverty. We speak a different language over here on the West Coast. See, here I'm in the West Coast. We've had such a bad light shown upon us. We don't speak the same language, because some of what you're saying, I think, to a degree, we want to comprehend. We see or hear what you're bringing, but we don't necessarily understand that, because it's not what you think, or it's not what you've been shown is not true. It's not real. It's some areas. Now, someone says Watts, you think rough, but me personally, I'd have to go check Watts out for myself. I couldn't just hear Watts.
That's right.
Because my son said some of the best people he's ever met have been in Watts.
That's right, and the neighborhoods are beautiful there.
They're not asleep. We have to realize people are snoozing.
Yeah,
we are people on the phone. We are a family on the phone. We're not asleep.
Let me ask
we're
you
awake. We want to be awake.
What the sister just said. See, I grew up in Chicago, and when I got my chance to come out to California, that was some of the stuff I used to hear about Watts is bad and all this other stuff. When I got out there, I was like, wait a minute. I grew up in Chicago, and I seen shit a hell of a lot worse than this, and it's not like that. It's just media. The media image that's being put out about us, man, is just ridiculous. And it's put out not just here, it's put out globally, because what brother was saying about a lot of brothers going back to Africa. When I went to Africa, I was like, man, I can't wait to get back and tell people what I saw. I didn't see none of that shit that they put on the news. And when I got over there, I mean, like they was like everybody run around poor. I mean, I was, man, like, get out of here. I seen people driving all kinds of Mercedes, Bentleys, Porsches, and I'm like, hold on, man. And I mean, I see some dusty roads and a hell of a lot of traffic jams, and motherfuckers don't pay attention to stop signs. But I see shit over there that I say, hey, look, if you didn't know no difference, you think you was back in Chicago in a few damn neighborhoods. It ain't.
Wow.
It's a lot of it's almost the same shit. If you want to go way out, you may see some shit. Just like here in the States, if you go to rural areas, you're going to see a bunch of poor-ass motherfuckers struggling. And it's almost the same thing there. But the people over there in Africa, it's people who are profiting off that. That's why I brought up earlier about the Red Cross and their bullshit. Red Cross is going ahead, one of them, and all these goddamn charities, ain't none of them worth the fuck. Save the Children, they spend every dollar they collect. they go ahead and put 95 cents of that buck in their pocket. If you go ahead and look at the CEOs, the people who are the top motherfuckers in these goddamn places, they bringing in $4 and $5, $6, $20 million. Now, how the fuck you helping these goddamn kids when you living like that?
That's right. Right.
And if I may elaborate on some things too, I think Sister was very profound when she was using the quote about being all things to all men. I was fortunate enough through my years to be raised under the tutelage of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And what was very important for Dr. Khalid was he understood that a lot of what he did as far as his message was psychological warfare. And Dr. Khalid, he had an all-white Rolls Royce and he had an all-black Rolls Royce. And it was really, to be honest with you, it was a method in order to get the attention to the brothers that was in the streets. If you have a message of saying that you got the truth, these people are looking at the Reverend who's driving around in their Cadillac and say, well, if you got the truth, why you walking and he got a Cadillac?
Wow.
Well, Khalid would have a black and white Rolls Royce to say, I got the truth. Now, come over here and let me talk to you. He would take the gangsters, put them in the car with us, and drive around and teaching them, and then drop the drug dealer back off and say, now you get back in your little Mercedes-Benz. They would come down to the mosque later on to come and get the message from Dr. Khalid. Also, after he got shot, it was the brothers and sisters, because I still feel comfortable, same way that Dr. Khalid taught us. When we go to L.A., you go to Inglewood, you go to Watts, you go to Compton, you feel comfortable over at the Slauson Swap Meet, you feel comfortable over at Rosecrans, you feel comfortable in these areas because other people are giving you perceptions. So it's by design, like they pointed out earlier, that you got Lil Wayne, Lil Boosie, Young, Lady Gaga. These little culture puts you in a very baby state of mind. This Gaga and Lil this. So this image of Lil Wayne kissing Baby on stage, that faggot shit, that's all being promoted by design. We don't, in America, believe none of that shit. We don't dress like Lil Wayne in leotards and shit. But we understand that it's by design that this image is put out. They put this image out to make other people think this is what Americans do.
Leotards and pink boots. Pink boots. Don't forget the pink boots.
And pink furs and shit on men. Like the sign, like the picture show, pink furs on men and shit like that. But you understand the truth, but we understand that image is going out and it's a false image. But Dr. Khalid understands the psychological warfare of it all. I just wanted to point that out, bro.
Can I just say one thing? Can I say one thing? I'm from Chicago, number one. Number two, my dad played on the Chicago Cardinals, and that's why I think I grew up with a my dad was like, it doesn't matter what color skin somebody is. It matters who they are and what they do. And it really, that's what it boils down to. I mean, if these guys are just acting like jackasses, that's what they are, whatever color they are.
That's kind of unique growing up in Chicago because Martin Luther King said, hey, look, Chicago wasn't no different from the South. And I still see stuff here. All right, now, I'm still...
It is different, but on the Chicago Cardinals, they had white and black men, and so my dad respected both of them.
Okay, right now, I'm suing somebody for discrimination as we speak. Okay, so what was done to me was totally wrong, but I don't have the fucking money to keep on paying for this shit. So that's what they depended on, that I drop out of the system. So... And so what was done to me was terribly wrong, but I'm not the only one. They've done it to so many people. And see, that individual shit, when they go ahead, when you try to go ahead and get people to go ahead and you're an individual, they can pick your ass off. I'm ex-military, and I know how that shit is. If I can't fuck up a whole group, but if I can get one or two of you, I can go ahead and put fear in the rest of y'all asses.
Sure, you're right.
Can I say something as well? We call it. What was I going to say? Yeah, Chef Rob's show's on tonight. I hope everyone will know and to go there as well. And Djinn Talk is another great station.
What time?
To go to. Chef Rob, what time is your station on, brother?
8:30 Central.
Okay. And Djinn Talk is another great station to listen to. Further Law, Savior of Saviors is another great show to listen to. And And I'm on Raw Squad. Are you on tonight, Ish?
Are we on a
show, but I never call in because I don't know enough about history.
Well, thank you, family. You have an open invitation at any and all times. It's Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm just going to tell the family from UK. This guy goes in hard on the history, and I learned a lot. I'm saying when you go in on that show, go with your pen and paper because you learn so much about history. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I swear, the only thing I disagree, I don't know about is linking the Sumerians with black people. That's my only problem, because those guys look like Arabs on the wall.
Let me get Ish some praise. Hey, Ish, I don't know if you remember this, but you remember Wheelock?
Yes, sir.
That's me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're a good brother, man. Very wise. I appreciate you.
So my thing is, when I go ahead and I learned a lot from them. I may have came in your chat room. I may have came to the show and go ahead and been acting a fool a lot of times, but I learned a whole lot. So it's a good show to come listen to them.
I appreciate your spirit and your critical thinking. I appreciate you.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, yes. And when you want to learn about history, that's the safe place to go. And Ra. Yeah, and this is documented facts that you can apply and you can use on any of the other races and be proud of your race, when you listen to that show. But so we're gonna go on, my brother.
I was gonna say that's why it's important, because history means nothing if you can't apply it to modern times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I saw the beef that you lot was having in Ndugu Get Kemet. That was very interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for this show. It's really good.
Yeah, we'll come back, because we got one on Friday. We were talking about the Illuminati Volume 1, where Paul Albert is going to be breaking down the Illuminati from where it very first started. Paul Albert will be breaking that down to family issue. You might want to come in on that one as well, because you probably got a lot to bring on that.
And what time is that?
That's going to be on Saturday. No, that's going to be on Friday, and it's going to be 9:30 English time. So I think that's probably about 3:30 your time, or 4:30.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the Illuminati, and then we've got the one on the weekend. What's the one on the weekend called? We've got one on the weekend. Obviously, we always do relationships on Saturdays. It's called Niggas to Avoid. Niggas women need to avoid on Saturday. That's going to be fire. I'm not even all the secrets. And telling the sisters what they need to know, what niggas to avoid. Sister Sheba X, have you got anything to say, sister? Have you been quiet on the line?
Who?
Sheba X.
Yeah.
Have you got anything to say, my sister?
Not really.
Okay. Sister Jenny, have you got anything to say?
I just appreciate the show. It's all good. Look forward to meeting again.
I see you. I see you. As I was telling my woman, I was telling her that Culture Freedom have a woman, and the NBPP, they've got a woman called Mama Pearl, and I was saying that I see you as the Mama Pearl of our show. You understand?
Oh, okay, that's cool. I am the mother of many nations.
That's it, and that's how I see you. You're my Mama Pearl of this station. The wise woman, the wise feminine energy that's looking over what we're doing.
That's right. That's truth.
That's how I see
right.
you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm very happy. Anytime you phone in, know that I've always got a place for you on Carbon Radio.
That's right.
I appreciate that.
And you as well, Sheba X.
Mm-hmm.
I see you as a Carbon Radio as well. That's to make time for
peace.
Well, thank you.
And these are people in England listening, but they're not phoning in, and I don't like it. We gotta show our strength, and but again, a lot of people.
The freedom of speech here is very limited. That's why.
Okay. I hear that sister. So as I was saying, for me, with the dress code thing, I just feel that as adults, I'm just trying to say, when we're trying to tell the children a message and they see us dressed like them, that is a contributing fact to why we can't control our youth, because they see us doing the same things as they do, So it's hard for someone to respect that person. Now, when I was younger and I saw a man in a suit, I just automatically thought that he had a good job. If he told me something about money, how to make money, I was there listening, because I thought, these guys are the type of guys that I need to listen to. If I was gonna invest my money or something like that, even whether I know a lot of them were full of crap, but sometimes just that presence, because I'm seeing everything from when I was a child and younger, and my friends, how my friends, how we used to talk to older folk. And when they were dressed like us, we didn't have no respect. But when you was wearing a suit, I noticed that they would have my ears a bit more, you know, and they're telling me something constructive. You know what I mean? I would have my ears open more for those guys. You know, if the only time I never had my eyes open for those guys, if I just didn't want to hear what they got, the righteousness that they had to say. You see what I'm trying to say, family?
Yeah.
But I'm just,
I
like to judge things from what I see and the way I grow up, and this is why I had this show today. I know I'm not going to get rid of the baseball caps, but I hope that. All right. What about tight Cena jeans? That means tight jeans. Are you not for that? For men wearing tight jeans?
Hell no.
No.
Nah, no faggot ass jeans.
Hell no, man. The skinny jeans shit.
Yes.
No, hell no. And you know, just to briefly speak on the health issues of a baseball cap. If any man wear a baseball cap on a regular basis, that's one of the reasons they found that it causes bald spots, because the scalp is not breathing and it's constantly keeping pressure on the scalp, and it actually causes bald spots. So I'm just saying that, but to put a limit on how you wear your baseball cap, when you wear your baseball cap, this is one of the reasons why we found out over here, my brother, that you can't do that, because men are being treated like boys. As soon as you get under somebody else's power, like say if you was a leader, say if you was our leader, Poverty Supreme came over here and became the great leader. You was greater than Farrakhan. You have all these brothers over here doing and following your way. Eventually it will fail because we have not learned to come together individually. When we learn to come together as individuals, we will be unstoppable because we won't have shit to argue about.
Well, I think that was the difference between Elijah Muhammad's movement and Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Marcus Garvey. I mean, that's why he fell, because he didn't mind. He let you come as you were. He let black folks come as they were, but he didn't have no rules. You could eat what you wanted. You could basically do what you wanted behind closed doors.
So now, Elijah Muhammad succeeded? You think that he succeeded?
He never succeeded, but he went on for a long time. And like I say, no one in the annals of time has done what he's done, in a sense of reforming criminals and having our people eat right. And walk around with manner and change people who had crap in their heads.
Well, I would just say, my brother, based on your perception, once again, and out of respect for some people that may love Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, I won't speak on that right now, but I will say that is your perception. Yeah, that is your perception, because there was a lot of brothers and sisters that seen some dirt that them brothers was doing back then, and that my mom was a Black Panther, right? So my mom taught me a lot about the underground shit that the Black Panthers was doing, Supreme Allah was doing with the 5%ers in the 60s, Elijah Muhammad and all them boys, and Farrakhan, and even Malcolm X when he left and went to the other side. Man, you talking about some dirt that goes beyond dirt. Anytime one of them boys got power, it was just some real dirty shit that they were doing. So that's your perception. In the end, I will go back and agree with Brother Marcus Garvey that we should have basic standards, all right, that how we carry ourselves, and don't go below those standards, but to try to make, the only time I want to wear a uniform when it's time to wear a uniform. Like we wear uniforms when it's time to go to war. We wear a uniform when it's time for us to have a community meeting. You know what I'm saying? But if a brother's outside, I don't know, bro. It's just a little bit too much, man. We can't adopt the things that the nation did and see that the nation did not work. There's a reason why they didn't work, man. And so many brothers, and over here, I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I tell this story to everybody. All right, but in Atlanta, Georgia, there was brothers and sisters getting down behind the damn mosque while they was in there having a meeting. So I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, that gotta be bro. Is that Chef Rob?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I already know who that is. I'm just saying, bro, you gotta be real careful, because every nation has fallen for one reason, and it's because we keep trying to do this shit like ants. And God wants us to be in the image of, when we were created in the image of God, we was created in the image of oneness. And that's when we find that oneness. To put everybody in a red suit, a gray suit and a bow tie was wrong. To put everybody into this, Khalid was a great brother, but he put everybody in the black uniform, in the military uniform. That was wrong to a certain degree. In the end, the greatest uniformity is our mindset. And that's what we got to accomplish now. We got to have a uniform mindset, which is we're all psychologically putting our energy toward the same thing. It's universal consciousness, putting our willpower toward accomplishing a goal. And unfortunately, that suit and that bow tie is not going to make you see the same shit. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying, brother. I know it's not going to be...
And I'm not coming down on Elijah Muhammad. I'm just saying... Brother, everything ain't what it seems, brother.
Brother, I'm not taking that as a criticism to Elijah. I'm seeing that as, I'm taking that for what it is, and I understand that it's not going to make everything better. I'm trying to get to a lot of dynamics of the mentality of black folk.
Yeah.
In my shows, little matters, because like I said, you can't go to the next. You can't jump 3 steps or 7 steps when you don't even know what steps you had to take to get to the first step, get to the second step, get to the first step, get to the fourth step. I want to deal with, little matters, and we get higher and higher and higher,
But if it's been tried, can't we try something new? Can you agree with me? If it's been tried and we see the damages that it has done, what I'm saying? We can see how everything has fallen apart. It's like eventually there's going to be a plan that the Europeans cannot come in and cause us to fall and fight amongst one another. And I'm telling you, that's only in our minds. Once we become unified mentally, we're unstoppable. We keep trying to do this uniformity with clothes and out exterior shit. And then we compromise our individualism, our divinity. You can't keep compromising your divinity, bro. You just can't keep doing that. So I respect what you're doing, but I'm just saying, look at the past. The past will tell you kind of like what the future is going to be if we try to do what we see other brothers that has failed done it.
Yeah, history repeats itself.
Can I clarify my statement earlier, man? I mean, okay, let me say this first. History, if you don't, you can't know where you're going till you know where you came from. But about the getting down thing here, I mean, you never know if that sister was ovulating. And hey, it's animal nature, so you need to go ahead and back up off that, man.
Huh? What?
Ovulating?
What?
Hey, they might be trying to increase their numbers. They might be, you never know.
Oh, you're talking about in the back of the thing.
Yeah.
You're telling me I'm saying stuff that's off topic? All right, here's a good quote. Once you awaken, you will have no interest in judging those who sleep.
Whoa.
Wow, that is.
Me personally, I don't judge people who are asleep. You understand? I'm just trying to bring them in. I understand.
I hear you. I'm saying you're right on education. It's the key to all of this. And the more people get educated on certain things, the more they can be successful at whatever they want to do.
You know what is? I'm trying to make my show easy friendly, because when I'm out on the streets and I see young folk around my area, I tell them, and ones that respect me, right? I tell them, look, man, this is what you should be doing. You know what I mean? They say, the reason why I kind of had to change the way I dress, because I said to them, look, man, you need to be doing other things, man. You need to come off the road. They kept on saying, well, I do it. They used to see me doing it. But I said, yeah, but I'm trying to tell you that it's wrong. Because most of these, you don't even know who's watching you. You understand? And these kids have seen me do everything that they're doing now. And I remember them. They just say hello to me and stuff like that. And, and they're just bringing up things that I used to do. And to try and justify what they're doing. And I'm saying, you know what? So I came to the idea that I have to change myself for these youths to understand that I ain't on what they're on no more. I'm not on that. You understand? and they've got to see that beneficial to me and my life, so that maybe they will come out of it. Now, I've got a lot of young youth listening to the show. I always tell them to listen to my show, and I try to make it easy, friendly on them. That's why I have the names that I have for my shows. They sound off the wall, but that's because I've got younger siblings out here in the UK listening to the show, and I want to try and make it in a way that I'm happy that you guys disagreed with me. I'm so happy because that's more likely for them to want to listen to the show, because they're saying, well, he's in a debate, and they want to see me getting my ass whipped handed, or they want to see me hand you guys off intellectually. You know. So if that gives them something to keep on listening, and hopefully they'll change. They'll see what I'm trying to say later on in life. You know.
I hear you.
You know, I'm dealing with youths out here, right? That if they don't know you, right, and you give them the wrong look, they'll take your head off. Let's get that straight. These youths that I've got list, I'm trying to get listened. I don't know if they've listened, but I'm dealing with youths that are on this thing hard. They're not no joke. You understand? Right. So I'm not dealing with no beat 'em up you or not. Nah, these youths will take your life and not understand what the repercussions of it are later on in life. You understand? And that's who I'm trying to reach and trying to reason with. I'm trying to tell them that, you know, I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm trying to start from ground up. I'm going to deal with the big mans as well. It ain't just going to be for the kids, me trying to preach to them, because preaching don't always work, but they will more respond when they see me telling off another big grown-up about the same thing. Do you understand? Because they say, what about Jay-Z? Jay-Z just is like this and that. And I say, don't watch Jay-Z. Jay-Z's got all his money. You understand? He's happy. He don't need to prove nothing to none of y'all. He's not even a role model for you. You understand?
But you're indirectly telling them they have to prove something to somebody, though, bro.
I told the youth to watch the man who's worked in the same job for 20 years and feeding his family and looking after his wife, and him and his wife might have arguments, but he still stays there. You know what I mean? Look at that man. Don't look at those guys like Jay-Z and that. They've got all the money in the world and they're spoiled. Rather than work out, all these rich guys, rather than work out a situation, they rather leave because they've got all that money, so they can be spoiled. You understand?
You got the right heart, bro. You just need the right focus.
Yeah, a beautiful heart. Beautiful.
Yeah, you got the right heart. You just got to get your focus the right way, bro.
Yeah. We're all coming together. We're going to come. We all speak somewhat of a different language, but in a way we speak the same thing. Like Brother Djinn and I really speak the same language in many ways, because I say the kingdom, you know, and he says it a different way. But oftentimes when I've listened to his show, I realize the lingo, the verbiage is different. But I'm saying, or he's saying we're saying the same thing. So we're coming together. We're building a kingdom slowly but surely.
Yeah. And it's the same way.
Time, and I think we have to be empathetic to what Brother Poverty's saying, because some of us live in a community or area where we're somewhat sheltered from maybe what's going on, such as I. You know, I don't see some of that, but I also get feedback from my son that will talk about a place like Watts or Compton or my older brother, and they'll lay the lines real clear. They'll lay the tracks and say, be careful about talking about those places, because you can find the most conscious, aware, cognizant people there. So I think we have to be very empathetic, but also understand that we are building. We're building a kingdom. We're building slowly but surely, and we cannot let any man's arm be our strength. We have to be individually strengthened and then come together, because if we're going to let someone else set the goals for us all the time, they're going to always be the one that we pattern ourselves after. We're going to be in trouble, because no man out there has it, one man or one group has it right. We've seen that over and over and over again.
You know why I say this, right? With the Djinn, right? The Djinn, you are I can say a special person, because I've never heard, or I've never heard of any or met anyone. I haven't met you in person, but I haven't heard anyone like you.
Yeah,
and I feel like I understand you. I just don't think a lot of. I mean, when I've heard you with other people, they're not really getting it. They don't get anything that you're saying. But I get
eventually they will, bro. A lot of times I try, the universe, I feel like all of us are being used as a vessel. And we're each bringing something to the table. Sometimes, I'm just one of them off-the-wall brothers that will bring something to the table that may take a little while for the average individual to get, and then maybe you may bring something to the table that somebody get immediately. But we're all bringing something to the table that's necessary. That's the only thing that I see. We're all necessary.
Well, see,
if I may, I wanted to share something also. Is that just 2 quick points? Is that I love the way that the brother actually went into the history of the SAG and where the SAG came from, the prison culture. It's also important to point out to our brothers and sisters the practical reason of why these brothers should not be wearing the tight jeans, because it's been proven through studies that it does testicle damage. And a lot of these people who design these tight-fitting jeans in this type of fashion, they're homosexuals. You got the Karl Lagerfeld and Gianni Versace and Calvin Klein, and they're built for white people, not even built for the additional packages that we have as African men. So they do damages to our body. It's also very important to point out when you were talking about Marcus Garvey and Elijah Muhammad, etc. We need to study Marcus Garvey a whole lot more. There's never been another movement that ever equaled Marcus Garvey, not even close. He had over 7 million registered members. It was illegal to say Marcus Garvey's name after he got deported. If you said the name Marcus Garvey in New York City, you would be arrested. He was wiped out of history for a particular reason. Malcolm X's father was a district minister for Marcus Garvey. Malcolm grew up understanding the power of Marcus Garvey. He influenced so many other people that, again, he was marked out of history for a particular reason. Also, over in England, of course, where you're at, he was very, very influential in uprising things on a worldwide level, and also in South America, in Brazil. So Marcus Garvey was unequaled as a black leader, and no one has come close to his economic and his cultural program. I just wanted to point that out.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Okay, so Marcus Garvey having the 7 million followers, registered followers, right?
Yes, sir.
So and where they were spread across the globe, right?
All the globe, yes, sir.
Man, so that's power. So if you go ahead and you do the math and put that together today, would that be close to maybe 30 or 40 million?
So exactly. If it was multiplied to that today, it'd be that equation exactly.
That's power. Now that's power. That's that's more than a nation. That's more than a whole lot of nations put together.
No, the reason why. No, I feel that the reason why I was saying, I think that Elijah probably learned from the mistake of Marcus Garvey, because he made people come in with rules. He came in with rules, That's why I would say why his movement didn't last as long as Elijah's, because I'm not saying he's the first Marcus Garvey, and I'm just saying the reason why his movement didn't go further or weren't as strong, didn't go as long, was because he didn't have rules. But Elijah had rules. He didn't want anyone coming in there if they weren't prepared to at least follow the way, follow a new code, a way of of doing things right.
But see, here's the catch on that. The catch on that was, if you look at Elijah Muhammad, what he was asking the black man to follow. Their leader on their wall is a white man with stringy hair. Right? I mean, let's be realistic, bro. And for some of us, and I remember my grandmother a long time ago. She grew up in that era. But he could be a Catholic individualistically and care about his people, but he ain't trying to tell nobody to worship no white man. I'm saying this was absolutely crazy for a lot of people back then. But then, here we go once again, it was perception, because some of the people that followed Elijah Muhammad agreed and they needed it. And I think Elijah Muhammad was necessary for his time. Marcus Garvey was necessary at his time, but now we can look back at both of them, learn from both of their mistakes, and accomplish greater things. It's almost like kind of what Jesus said in the Bible. What I do is nothing compared to what they would do in the future. So we're supposed to be doing some incredible shit right now, and we're kind of toying around with what those who have already